So where we are, the old church, this
Yes.
is the like linchpin, the cornerstone of the Oosterbeek Perimeter, the defence of the Oosterbeek Perimeter. And I think one of the things about the Arnhem Battle is when we talk about the Oosterbeek Perimeter, it makes it sound like a sort of formal arrangement.
Yes.
But it isn't.
Yeah.
It's where everyone's ended up. It's where things have coalesced.
It's a thumb.
And it runs up the hill,
Yep.
up the slow gradient here. You know, the river's literally just over there. But what this was, before the perimeter forms, this is where the Air Landing Light Regiment had dug in. They dug their guns in. That's Sheriff Thompson.
Oh, Sheriff Thompson. That's
yes, Thompson. Lonsdale's brought in. He's got nothing to do because he's been injured when he lands.
Yes.
Misses out on the action in the town, so they need to give him something to do.
Okay.
And he's given command. In the accounts, there's a bit of disagreement about who's in charge, when, and everything. But it becomes known as Lonsdale Force. Although he's then injured. Anyway, but whatever.
Yeah. It's all a bit hugger-mugger.
It's all a bit hugger-mugger. And the thing is that house there, you can see through the trees, is the Kate to Horst house, which is the dressing station. There's 250 wounded guys in there.
Yeah.
She reads the Bible to them.
He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield.
So on the Wednesday, when things are, when they know they can't go to the town anymore, there's an accident here in the guns on the Wednesday, which is like you get into this confusion and horror of the situation. Because if you've been here since Sunday or Monday, you're on your 4th day without sleep.
Yes.
Constant stress, constant strain, the noise, the racket, the adrenaline, all
the stingy eyes,
everything about it, right?
The dust in the back of your throat.
And there's a moment with one of the gun batteries when a soldier who's lost blunders over the gun line, walks in front of one of the howitzers while it's firing.
Literally as it's firing?
Literally as it's firing. Is hit by the shell explodes, and the crew
it detonates on him.
Detonates on him, and members of the crew are killed and injured in that accident.
Oh, God.
So things here are really torrid, and they're being mortared.
That's horrific,
it's really, really awful. They're being mortared, so what happens is, while they're being mortared, they have to leave the guns and they take shelter in the houses and slit trenches, and they come back out.
Yep.
And on the last day, Kampfgruppe Alvorden get in, come down the hill, and there's a battle here.
Right.
And they're firing the 75mm guns. They've got a solid.
Trying to escape over there.
Well, not yet. Before the evacuation, they've got a solid shot they can fire from the howitzers for tanks. And then there's the 64th Medium Regiment in 30 Corps, the other side of the river, who are netted in, who break that attack up, basically by the forward observation officer here calling for fire on his own positions.
Wow.
So this is the centre of so much desperate action, because after all, the Germans know if they can cut this off here, they roll the whole thing up. The thing to remember is that it evolved. It's a random line, and it's interlocking positions, so there are gaps. And there's a space up there that we'll walk through where there's the Tafelberg Hospital, where basically there isn't anyone.
Yeah, it's not like a sort of, like an old RNH hilltop fort with a kind of wooden palisade and a ditch.
No.
That's not what it's like.
No.
It's pockets.
And
Roughly in a kind of a
lozenge
lozenge shape.
wonder, really, they're not, because there is the ferry up there, at the west of Boeing, and there's the Hverdorp ferry as well. You can wonder what in the end. Because basically the Airborne Division now, they're defending divisional headquarters.
The plan now is to pull back from Arnhem and form a tight perimeter here, round the Hartenstein. The Germans have succeeded in blocking us on 3 sides, but we must fight to keep a foothold north of the Rhine so that Second Army can cross when they arrive.
Apart from holding on, there's no, military function.
Do you think it would have been better to just reduce the perimeter?
Well, I don't know, because I think you're going to just run out of room for interlocking fields of fire and stuff. And it's about holding them off.
Actually, what is the point? I mean, why don't they just go across the river first night?
Because they've got to stay.
Why?
I don't know, Jim. It gets
why
quite...
do they go, we know by the 20th...
You can't ask the why question.
But by the 20th...
He's asking why.
They're over there.
Don't ask why.
I am asking why.
You mustn't ask why. You've also got poles in here as well, because that's the other thing, is the poles have landed on Thursday afternoon and are trying to get over the river every night. So you've got poles who landed in the gliders on the Tuesday afternoon with 6-pounders, running around with a 6-pounder, literally running around with 6-pounder, sort of freelancing, and then poles who've crossed the river in dinghies and stuff.
I just don't
you mustn't ask the why question.
I am asking.
Don't ask the why question.
I am going to ask the why question.
Look, let's walk the perimeter and we can.
Well, we'll conclude it by the end of play
why.
Over a drink later, we'll work it out. It's a really, really nice part of...
lovely part of the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which kind of makes the disaster here even worse in a way.
Yeah.
You know.
So the thing is, Al, when you have last stands, you do tend to get Victoria Crosses as well.
Well, yes, or cock-ups tend to attract Victoria. I mean, so I think it's interesting that D-Day only has the one VC.
Because it's a royal success.
Because it's a great success.
Hawks Drift has 11.
Hawks Drift, exactly. And five for Arnhem. But I think it's also interesting, because we're at the site of one of those Victoria Cross actions.
Yeah.
It's two of the 5 at Arnhem are South Stafford's air landing people, because this is an airborne battle. It's not a parachute regiment battle. It's an airborne battle.
The airborne division is not just stuff full of paratroopers.
No, and particularly by this point in the Battle of Arnhem, the parachutists of the parachute regiment people have kind of like, apart from the guys at the bridge, are out of the picture, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I think it's the first, 3rd and 11th coming back from the town.
Yeah.
About 350 total. They've lost 75%.
Yeah, exactly. And they've lost their officers in particular. You know,
and NCOs.
And NCOs. So in fact, before we get to Lance Sergeant Baskeyfield here, we should talk about what happens immediately after the battle in the town. The men start, after they're overwhelmed at Den Brink by mortars and tanks.
So the night of the 19th, 20th.
Yeah, the men start to stream back on the afternoon of the 19th, right? Yeah. And a large crowd starts coming down this way. Guys start coming through in dribs and drabs. And Sheriff Thompson is the commanding officer of the Light Regiment, 1st Light Regiment.
Which is artillery.
Royal Artillery, which is the little 75mm pack howitzer. He goes, something's up here. I need to nip this in the bud. He sets up a roadblock with jeeps, gets some tea on, gets some fags ready.
Yeah.
Right? And there's the railway bridge, by the way, in the background, which on the night of the 17th is blown up by the Germans to deny the British its use, just as men from 2 Power and sappers get there. Right?
The railway bridge is blown. We'd better push on to the main bridge.
Anyway, darn it. But basically, this crowd of guys are coming back. They're leaderless.
Yeah.
Even though there are officers amongst them, so including Robert Cain, and this is what's really interesting. So Thompson puts his beret on, gets a Sten gun, and comes forward and takes control.
Yes.
And there's a sergeant in amongst this, because they're done. You know, the South Staffs have been smashed to pieces in the attempt to get to the museum. 11 Power have been completely overwhelmed in the open by mortars and tanks. So he goes, right, stop, dig in, organise yourselves. And one of the sergeants says, thank God there's someone to give us some orders. And what's really, really interesting is Robert Cain is amongst this crew. Yeah. Who's going to win a VC.
Yeah.
And
he's not quite ready for it
Thompson
just yet.
describes him as certainly not looking like a future VC winner.
Yeah.
So the implication is he's going, they've lost it. They don't know what to do. And this isn't, the thing is, that makes me admire Cain even more, that he is able to like go, right, okay, and then goes on to be this incredible.
But again, courage isn't a straight line.
No.
It really isn't.
It really isn't. Anyway, so they're coming back and what happens is a force sort of coagulates here and digs into this part of Oosterbeek, because we're actually in the Oosterbeek village here, whereas the Oosterbeek perimeter that it becomes is kind of only just in Oosterbeek, isn't really in Oosterbeek, but we are in Oosterbeek here. And this is the road that runs along the river. This is the Rhine route.
Yep.
That all the guys in 11 Power have gone up into the town.
That you and I have walked?
Yeah, exactly. So no wonder they're coming back this way, because they're going back to where they came from, because there's no rear if you're an airborne division.
But also, don't forget, there's 2 routes. There's this route and there's the Utrechtsweg.
Yeah. And the Germans are denying the Utrechtsweg. So, it's called Lonsdale Force. It's Major Dickie Lonsdale. He's the 2IC of 11 Power, and he's been injured on landing on the Monday. He's hurt in the hand.
Yeah, remember that.
And he's not gone into the town. He's not been part of the action in the town. He's put in charge. Although there's there's the discrepancy in the record as to whether Thompson's in charge of Lonsdale, at what point who hands over to whom and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Lonsdale's area, and it's got guys from 1 Para, 3 Para, 11 Para, and the South Staffords.
Yeah.
And here on this junction of the Acacia Lane, which runs up that way, and the Benendorpsweg,
Yeah.
I mean,
Benendorpsweg.
I mean, honestly, Dutch names. There is an anti-tank picket here. So you've a 6-pounder here,
Pointing up the hill.
pointing up the hill, and another
And
one.
it's right in here, isn't it? It's on this corner.
Yeah, yeah, it's
And this
on-
was a
on
this
this
was
corner.
a little wall here, wasn't it?
Yeah, and this is called the Baskeyfield oak, although it's a fir tree, which
Yeah,
is, I
yeah.
think, quite interesting.
Yeah.
The Jab Baskeyfield tree, you look it on the internet, it's referred to as an oak. Anyway,
But it absolutely isn't.
there are 2 guns here.
And the other one's pointing down this way, isn't it?
Lance Sergeant Mansell is on the other gun, right?
Yeah.
The Germans attack with armour. Well, Lonsdale withdraws the parachute regiment people, and the South Staffs are left in a picket here.
Okay.
So there's
so
less.
South Staff's infantry and these 2
and,
6-pounders.
Yeah, because the South Staff's air landing battalions, their anti-tank component is integrated.
Right.
It's not a separate Royal Artillery thing,
Right.
because everyone's coming in gliders together.
Right.
Whereas in the parachute,
So they are infantry. even though they're-
yeah. Well, they're South Staffs guys. So the
Yeah.
parachute regiment.
But so they're not RE. That's
no,
my point.
No, they're not RA. No, they're not Royal Artillery.
RA,
no,
probably, yeah.
Whereas the parachute battalions have attached Royal Artillery
Engineers.
batteries because they're coming by glider and the parachute people are going by parachute. And it's like an organisational
Yep.
nuance, but difference between the two. But basically, the Germans press really hard with mortars, infantry, and like proper combined arms assault on here, and they engage some Stugs coming down the Acacia Lane, a pair of them.
Oh. Okay.
No, coming down the they engage a pair of Stugs, and the other Baskeyfield's crew are killed. He's killed or wounded, knocked out. He's injured in the leg. The other gun crew are killed as well.
Yep.
He's already dealt with one of the Stugs, and then he crawls across the road to the
Wounded,
other gun.
dragging himself, or trail of blood.
Exactly. Gets another round in.
Knocks it out.
Out the other Stug.
So he takes out 2 Stugs personally,
Yeah,
because he's the gunner on the first gun,
Yeah.
which gets the first Stug that comes down the road.
And the citation says, his bravery was a thing that got talked about thereafter, his inspiration. But what happens, though, is at the end of the day, they withdraw. They have to get out of here. It's too far exposed.
Okay, but they've held it up on the 20th.
But they've done a good job on the 20th. But this is how desperate it is, because you get down there.
I mean, also, don't forget that the Germans can't replace those tanks anytime soon. I mean...
Well, although there are Tigers coming, and there's Schwerer battalions and all that,
I suppose so.
the Germans are able here locally to replenish, and any tank is a tank if you're airborne soldiers.
right.
And you've lost 2 6-pounders in this action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a 17-pounder down at the guns at the church.
Yeah.
But, those can be knocked out by mortars. It doesn't have to be a tank encounter. And the Germans are really applying pressure with mortars this whole battle. And it's the mortars that are the thing. And the First Airborne have no response. They have no proper counter-battery, counter-mortar capability. It doesn't exist. And there's just too much coming from the Germans.
It's amazing being here, though, isn't it? Because that house over there is a little picture of what it looked like and how bashed about it was.
Yeah.
And all. So that is original. I'm guessing some of these were, but some of them weren't.
Maybe
I
the
don't
solar
know.
panels aren't contemporary, but yeah.
But it's called Acacia Lane, isn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, Acacia Avenue is a byword in
for suburban
kind of idyll.
Yeah.
Sleepy kind of middle class.
Yeah.
Not a lot happening.
No. But
Boring is another word.
But I think that is the word you were looking for there, Jim.
And then here we are looking at Jack Baskeyfield tree and these incredible events taking place on
Stokes' bravest son, Jim.
Stokes' bravest son, and I'm not going to argue against that.
No.
And these great events taking place here all those years ago, 80 years ago.
But
It's
also,
amazing.
the fundamentals are obvious, aren't they?
Yes.
Because the citation says he leaves the tanks to the Stugs or whatever to 100 yards.
Well, you can't hit it before 100 yards.
No, they've got to come around that corner, and that's also why you'd put a gun here.
Yeah.
On
on this side as
this
well,
side,
because.
yeah.
Well, yeah, all right, maybe he was. Yeah, but 100 yards is kind of. beyond that Volvo, isn't it?
Just beyond the Volvo. But the guts, let's say it's where the Volvo is, the guts to hang on and wait, because you want to make sure you knock it out. That's the other reason you're waiting.
Yeah.
Because you get one off, you miss, they go, oh right, there's a 6-pounder down
Listen,
there.
I don't want anyone to think that I'm dissing Jack Baskeyfield.
No.
You know, hats off. And also, the bottom line is yes, you get more Victoria Crosses when there's a disaster, but they're still deserved.
Yeah, they're still deserved. Yeah, exactly.
It's just that in victory, there's quite a lot of
I mean, the thing with
deserving
Arnhem,
cases which don't get
the thing with
awarded
Arnhem,
Victoria Crosses.
why aren't there 10?
Well, quite. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lance Sergeant John Daniel Baskeyfield's citation for the Victoria Cross was published in the London Gazette on the 23rd of November, 1944. The following year, when the Army Graves Registration Team came to Arnhem to organise the graves of the dead, there was no sign of Baskeyfield's body or his final resting place. His name is on panel 5 of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission Oosterbeek Memorial to the missing.
So this is the moment that Robert Cain gets his Victoria Cross.
Yeah.
They're here, around here. This is completely changed.
Yeah.
I mean, what you have got, I hope people have got the sense of, is how it kind of drops down. It's absolutely not flat at all. This is sort of undulating. There's kind of sort of central valley kind of running down on our left here.
Yeah.
But this was open ground then.
Yeah.
And tanks are coming, but there are houses, there are buildings. Wherever he is, I don't know whether it's, that house might be period, I'm not sure which one it is exactly, but he's around here. And what he's doing is he's lobbing Piat rounds.
Yeah.
He's using a Piat, isn't he? He's putting it like that and going,
firing them
use it as a
indirectly,
mortar.
using it as a mortar, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a FOO, a forward observation officer, Lieutenant Michael.
That's right.
Who's up on the chimney.
Yeah, who's going left a bit, right a bit,
right a bit, and then one of the Stugs gets a bit fed up with this, fires a shot at the chimney, smashes the chimney, smashes the roof. That's the end of poor Michael. Yeah. And Cain's on his own at that point. He perforates his eardrums.
He perforates his eardrums. He also has a thing where the Piat round kind of goes off in the Piat.
Yes, that's it.
And he's blinded.
2 tanks appear.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, so then 2 tanks appear. That's it. Cain fires and hits one, but wanting to make sure it was properly knocked out, he fires a second time, but this time the missile explodes.
It goes off in his face, basically, and he's blinded, or thinks he's blinded.
Cain throws it in the air and falls backwards.
Yeah.
So he goes off to the aid station where he recovers his sight and then goes back.
Yeah.
And this is when, and then soon after he's got back, some 2 Tiger tanks are reported.
Yeah.
Might be part force, but they're reported to be Tiger. They could be from Paderborn.
I'm quite happy to,
Dresden.
I'm quite happy for them to think they're Tiger tanks, because I'd be thinking everything was a Tiger tank. Jesus Christ.
They might be. Anyway, he mans a 6-pounder and at almost point blank range knocks it out.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. And then it gets hit. So that's right. He hits the 6. Cain runs to a 6-pounder, hits the lead Tiger with the first shot and then knocks it out. Yeah. Reload, shouts Cain, but the recoil mechanism has broken. She'll have to go to the workshop, says the para beside him. South Staff's guy beside him.
Amazing.
Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
He's indomitable, though. And the other thing about Cain is he's the only not posthumous Victoria Cross.
Yes,
he's the only one of the VC winners who makes it.
And he was Jeremy Clarkson's father-in-law.
Jeremy Clarkson's father-in-law, yeah.
Amazing.
But the thing is that is all. It's all this kind of level of desperate stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And lots of the Mike Dauncey story. He's shot in the eye, or hit in the eye by a splinter. He's basically blinded. Checks himself into the aid station. Decides actually I'm all right.
Yeah, I can see out of 1.
I can see out of 1. And you get a lot of people doing that. They go to the dressing station and they go, actually, I've got to carry on. And Cain is remarkable. Just, one of the accounts is he developed a distinct, I think it's aversion to tanks. Sort of thing.
Aversion to tanks.
I have an aversion to tanks.
Yes, and like if someone has an aversion to, I don't know, cats or spiders or something.
Yeah, but we'll keep going. So this is, the thing is that was a short distance. We'll keep going up this way, and we'll, as we go, we'll look at some of the other things that present themselves on the perimeter, but it's not. None of this is far.
This is the southeast bit, southern and southeast bit of the perimeter.
It's a sort of sickle blade shaped
curve
that Lonsdale Force, the glider pilots under Major de Groot, I think his name is, and then the South Staffords are here. And then we come to where there's a gap because there's a dressing station with the brigade, with the divisional reserve behind it.
Yep.
So up we go.
All right. All these flags, it's absolutely amazing.
But Jimmy Clementson said that basically you're dug into the gardens because the buildings are too dangerous, because the fire of the building, it'll fall on you. And so what you end up with is interconnecting webs of slit trenches between the houses.
Right.
That they can then move about more efficiently.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, actually, you know what? Here we go again. Walking this ground, you can see how that defensive line makes sense now, and that there is a gap here because it's manageable, because of the way the ground drops away here. That in fact, actually, that's exactly how you defend this. You don't need a contiguous line.
Nope.
You know, and you've got Louis Hagen does a similar thing where he's in the loft of a building, when he's put with he's with this guy Captain Ogilvy, who's a guy in a kilt, glider pilot captain in a kilt. And Hagen hasn't fired a Piat before.
Right.
Works it out.
How hard can it be?
How hard can it be? And he does a similar thing where there's a bloke spotting for him and he's firing out the window, you know. Yes, you can see it all. And Hagen, you know, he goes on about the virtues of the Piat, is that you can fire it from a building and no one, you know, if they don't see whether the flight of the round, they don't know you're there.
No.
Because it doesn't go like a bazooka, boom, crash, whoop, you know, or a Panzerfaust.
So this is Crafty Crafts
Headquarters.
Sepp Crafts headquarters for a day.
Yeah.
Then Myrtle comes in and goes,
It's mine, thank you very much.
it's mine, thank you very much. It is now mine.
Yeah.
And then
They flee.
they flee. Why
His
wouldn't
staff
you?
flee, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it becomes an aid station.
It becomes, yes, so basically, so 16th Field Ambulance, they're based in the St Elizabeth Hospital in the Bottleneck.
Yeah.
They set up there on the Sunday, all successfully. The hospital changed hands a couple of times on the Monday, but really remains pretty much under German control, because the British have no control of that part of the town, no matter what they're trying to do. But this is also the front line, so this building is shelled and smashed to pieces and mortared, and the story of the wounded is, you know, another part of the, because they can't evacuate their wounded like a regular.
Where can you go?
Regular infantry division.
They've got to stay here, haven't they?
They've got to stay here, and you know, people killed in the hospital or further wounded in the hospital by the shelling and the mortaring.
Yeah.
And then come the medical truce. You know, this is one of the places where jeeps come up and take people away into the town. You know, back to the St Elizabeth Hospital. They clear this out. You can see the crossroads. The crossroads where
That's
the
it.
Scornord is there, where that traffic's
Scornord's
crossing.
just down to the side, to the right.
Just on that corner, where the traffic's crossing.
Oh yes.
And then that's Stasionsweg going up the hill.
Yeah.
You can spot the Germans, can't you?
Yeah.
If you've got a bloke in the attic.
Anyone want to do attic duty?
It's so beautiful. The houses here are amazing. Absolutely incredible. There's a few quid in Oosterbeek, I think it's fair to say, which kind of all been made from selling Pegasus pins.
And here we are.
Yeah, here we're at the Scornord. Right, so Jim, I got sent this map 4 weeks ago, and it's by a bloke called Bob Kendall, who was a Czech Jew who was in the.
So he wasn't really called Bob at all.
Wasn't really called Bob Kendall at all. But basically, he was in 21st Independent Parachute Company, who were the pathfinders, the guys who land first, set up the beacons for the rest of the Airborne to come in on, right?
But get embroiled in all this.
They should not be fighting. These are super
really?
specialised troops.
Okay.
They should be in reserve, but here they are fighting.
Yep.
And more importantly, they're fighting right here. That's what this map tells us.
This crossroads.
This crossroads, this strip of buildings here.
Okay, so where are we on the map?
Well, we are on the crossroads. So we are standing right here. The Scornord, this restaurant here, which is the main hospital, the dressing station for the battle, which changes hands at various points. Right at the end of the siege in the cauldron, this building changes hands. The wounded are in here. They're being shelled and mortared in the building even as they lie in their hospital beds, right?
So which positions are theirs?
Right. So they're coloured in. So that's number one platoon is those 4 buildings there, and they take they take them over from 10th Parachute Battalion, who
are
basically
finished.
by the end of the week have kind of had it and need some time off. The 4 buildings opposite are known German positions. Because he's
Oh
offered
my God, just here.
Yeah, known German
So
positions.
literally there.
Literally there. So,
But hang on, they're also here.
well, no, so that's an independent company building is there.
That's number 3 platoon.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's company HQ.
This company HQ is there. And they're literally surrounded. So they have a strip of German buildings.
They
and
are,
Germans
on
up
3
there.
sides. You've got
Three sides.
Germans there.
The other
Germans
side's there, and they're
Bloody
there.
hell.
And then the Germans are blocking the road a little further along. But
Yeah, here.
the house I want to look at, there's a building here called the Sore Thumb.
And it's called the Sore Thumb, presumably because it sticks out.
It's out on its own.
And that's number 3 platoon.
Yep, position held by one section, Paddy Cocking's 3 platoon. They were overrun. Hobbs is the only man who escaped.
Bloody hell.
Right? And the thing is, so,
I mean, yeah, but
and there are other independent company positions down that way, right?
It's so close quarter, isn't it?
Everything's close quarter.
And I mean, you know, just been going around Arnhem today, you sort of reminded how close and tight the whole thing
right on
is.
top, everything is.
Yeah.
So look. So this suggests 4 buildings this way. So
Okay,
let's
so
say
1, yeah,
2, 3, 4.
But they've got a road, look.
There's a little road or a lane or an alley or something separating us from the Sore Thumb.
Yeah.
So that must be company headquarters in there.
Yes.
Imagine.
Or yes, because that's at an angle, so it's got to be that one.
Yeah.
So it's got to be.
It's here.
Well, we've got to find a little road, haven't we?
Or a lane or an alley. Maybe
Coming at an angle.
I think.
I absolutely love doing this, trying
Yeah.
to work out things. That actually looks.
That looks quite new.
It looks quite new, doesn't it?
That looks quite new, and that looks. But these look of the time.
Yep.
So maybe it's.
Well, that's definitely that Villa Bella is definitely company headquarters.
Company headquarters, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then that house is there.
Boy Wilson is in there.
That house is
That
there.
house is there, and then these are the German. These are the German. houses.
Germans coming off that, but where
Yeah.
that copper beach
Yeah.
is. But there is a road.
Well, there's a road here. There's a little lane here. Look. Look.
This is it then. This is your Sore Thumb.
Yeah.
Is it going at a little angle?
Or is it further on? Well, there's another lane. There is a lane here.
Hold on.
Yeah. So it's this building, isn't it? Because this, after all, this is a sketch map. So it's
Yeah, but it's built on a proper map,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, this is as far as it could be, though, right?
Well, this road needs to go a little angle, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it does, look. It does. It dives down that way.
There you go.
So this is it.
This is it. It's this one. Under leaden skies.
The easternmost point in the perimeter, Jim.
So the Germans are literally
There, that strip of houses there. They're blocking the road here.
the blocking road, literally just there,
Yeah.
across here,
Yeah.
and they're in here. This is the Sore Thumb,
This is the Sore Thumb.
which is now Skins Cosmetics, ironically.
For fans of irony.
Yeah.
But they give this building up. They're forced
Connecting
out.
inner senses.
Connecting inner senses. But they're forced out.
And also the Germans are
Known German positions down there as well, yeah,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that strip of houses there.
Overrun, only Hobbs escapes. Jeepers.
But this is the thing. Someone sends you a map. Someone sends you a map. You come to the place. We've literally found it, and we can say,
This is it.
this is the edge of it. This is the edge of 1st Airborne's world.
Yeah.
Until they're forced out into, and you can see why it is stuck out on its own. It is a problem.
It's a bit of a sore thumb, to be
It
honest.
is basically a sore thumb. Let's go back to the score nod though. Right. Well, you know
Now, hang on a minute.
what.
No, that is not it. It's that one. It's that one. Okay, look.
Yeah,
okay,
work
I
that
can't
out.
really read that writing, but I can see it begins with an A.
Ah.
This is Annastraat.
Anastrat.
And look, it's in between the two roads. There's another one there, look. There's another road. Can you see?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because this is in the middle of the two roads. So all of this is held by Jerry.
Right.
So
So it's this house.
so the roadblock is basically where the Pelican Crossing is.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the Sore Thumb because here you've got
Yeah, you've got another lane. Yeah, Lukenspad.
Lukenspad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
this
there
pub
it
down
is.
there.
There it is.
Yeah.
So it's this building.
This building. This is the Saw Thumb. But that's luxury fine food and
luxury
drinks.
fine food and drinks.
Which is also quite ironic. I love doing this.
No,
I love working this out.
Thing. And this is even further forward.
So you can now go to Guy's and have fine dining, and be thinking about how this wasn't a fine place to dine back in September. Yeah.
And the Germans, I mean, if this
The Germans are there.
The Germans are
They're
dug in,
literally
they're dug in up here, yeah.
They're along there.
Yeah.
And behind.
And behind here.
You imagine someone up in that little dormer, can't you?
Yeah.
Or peeking out of the oval window.
But this is
Hoping
the
it'll get
fighting that, you know, Zeno writes about in the Cauldron. He fictionalises it, but this is the fighting he's writing about.
Yeah, of course.
The fighting once they've moved, because they've moved from
Does
the...
he mention a sore thumb?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But they moved from the north of the perimeter down to here to reinforce.
Yeah. How amazing.
Desperate stuff.
But, you know, Jerry's there.
Jerry's there. Well, but also not very far down there.
And there.
And there. Yeah, Jerry's in there, yeah.
You can see why you'd call it the sore thumb, couldn't
Yeah.
you? Brilliant.
Well, Jim, we've been in Arnhem for 3 days, so what do you think we should do?
I think we should do what the General did and return to...
Well, actually turn up at divisional headquarters.
just appear at divisional headquarters.
And this is it. This is the Hartenstein
Yep.
Hotel, Villa Hartenstein in the beautiful parklands. Hartenstein, it means it's a deer park. It means the stone of the deer, and there is a deer park over there. There are deer over there. They've decided not to put in an appearance for us, but we thought we'd go in the museum. Thing is, though, we're not allowed big, bulky camera stuff in the museum. We're allowed to shoot it on phones. So if you notice a slight change in the quality of your image, then you're really picky and you're watching it on YouTube on your phone on the bog anyway. Who are you? Who are you people?
Yeah, come on.
Let us know, like and subscribe by commenting. Tell us who you are. Who are you people? But the point
They
is...
make us do this.
They make us do this and we don't like it. But basically, we're going to shoot this stuff on phones because there's other people in the museum and because we've kind of been a bit on the hoof, which has been part of the fun of coming to Arnhem.
But I think the big point is you just don't come to here, to Arnhem at all without going to Hartenstein, and you don't go to Hartenstein without actually looking around the museum, which is one of the best museums there is.
It's absolutely tremendous, and it got a real recent reboot in recent years with an incredible thing that we're standing on top of, in fact.
Yeah.
But this is the centre of the perimeter.
Yes.
In the end, Roy Urquhart creates a defensive perimeter, or evolves a defensive perimeter around his headquarters, which is kind of the sum total of his decision making in the battle. But the decision you can make is to join us now as we go into the museum itself.
Yeah.
But as we'll say later, to come here, buy a ticket because it's amazing. Let's go, Jim. Enter through the gift shop.
So there's Pegasus flag flying outside, but
Yep.
we're in the Hartenstein.
This is the Hartenstein Hotel, the Hartenstein Villa Hartenstein.
Yeah, and anyone who's doing the Arnhem Battlefield Tour, you have to come.
You have to come here, and this is where once divisional headquarters moved from off the landing zone, where it first set up temporarily, in Roy Urquhart's absence,
Yes.
came here, set up here, and this is where Pip Hicks is running the division from,
Yeah.
because he's been bumped up to the top job in the absence of Gerald Lathbury and Roy Urquhart, and it.
Do you need a massive great house which is sort of sat on its own in a big park saying, destroy me?
I think when you drive through here, because that's the Utrechtsweg, that's the main road into Arnhem. It's the main off the drop zones, off the landing zones. You know, before you actually get into Arnhem itself, this is kind of like clearly irresistible to staff officers. Right?
We're not like the First World War, staying in Chateau.
No, but we're going to pick a very nice hotel actually. Yeah. But basically, so in here, it's in here that Hackett and Hicks have their terrible row.
Bust up, yeah.
On the, like sort of 12:30, midnight, 1 o'clock on the Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
And when Hackett says when he gets here, it's very much the atmosphere of an exercise. There's maps out, and everyone. It's all very like sort of gentle hubbub of people talking about what's going on.
Not a sense of kind of desperate urgency.
Not a sense of desperate urgency. It may just be that that's because Pip Hicks is super experienced and wants things running cool rather than wants to have a big fight. But basically, it gets bad quite quickly. There's a great moment when Padre Pear is going down the stairs on his way to bury Major General Cussin. He's been told to go bury Cussin. As he comes down the stairs, Urquhart comes back up them, having reappeared from his sojourn in his loft. Right. And basically he says there's a massive wave of confidence. The general's back.
Yeah,
everything's going to be fine. Carry on, chaps, right? Yeah. And that's, you know, 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning, something like that. Once Urquhart's driven back from or 7:30. I mean, the other thing is, you know as well as I do, timings none of the timings match up.
No, they never do.
They never do.
Well, it's because people just aren't looking at their watches.
Yeah, why would they? You know,
why would they?
They're in but basically, what then happens is they have to go down. They have to go underground because it's just too dangerous.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because the Germans.
But there are cellars here, aren't there?
There are cellars here. And the Germans have zeroed their mortars in, and this is being mortared. And the tennis courts, which are over there.
It stays intact, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's not smashed up too badly. The tennis courts are over there. There's that's where they keep the German prisoners of war, and because there's a provost section that they bring their own military policemen with them, 1st Airborne Division.
Amazing, isn't it?
Who are directing traffic and everything, and then they're looking after the prisoners of war. And the Germans are given entrenching tools and allowed to dig into the tennis courts to protect themselves from the mortaring.
Absolutely amazing.
But this is it's beautiful.
So who's this? Is that Loughborough?
That's John Woody.
That's John Woody?
It's John Woody.
Oh, amazing.
And we were at the Tafelberg, and he was, as it says here, he was operated on the billiard table in the Tafelberg after being shot in the stomach up in the woods.
Yes, he looked a bit different when I knew him. The
And
most amazing walnut face.
Really?
He was absolutely, I mean, you know, he was in his early 90s, I suppose, or late 80s when I knew him. His whole face was just
He was 100.
crazy.
He was 100 when he died.
Yeah, he was an amazing man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a lot of medals here.
Yeah.
But it's worth seeing them all, isn't it? Because, and that's just beautifully done, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's quite something. Dutch guy. Kyle's got quite a lot. Amazing.
Right, and then we should go downstairs now.
Okay, let's go
Follow
downstairs.
me.
Come on.
Like and subscribe.
So this is the diorama
Yeah.
of Urquhart's sort of command post down below.
Yeah.
It's really good, isn't it?
It's very well done. It's very nicely presented. There's a signaller on the radio here.
Yeah. And mannequins have really come on.
They really have. I mean, I think it's interesting though, because in a way this kind of illustrates perhaps Urquhart's dilemma is that he doesn't really have a division anymore. By the time he's in the cellar looking at maps, he doesn't really have a division anymore. You know, his rifle battalions are all gone.
Yeah.
This becomes the airborne battle, so it's everyone else is doing a lot of the fighting.
Yeah.
You know, your recce squadron, your independent company, or your pathfinders, your KOSB in the north, and all he can really do is tidy his lines as the battle runs. He's got not any offensive decisions to make. I wonder if they're all meant to be people. Let's just have a look at the
specific people.
Yes,
they are.
They are.
Okay, so who have we got? Obviously Urquhart in the middle.
Roy Urquhart is number 1 in the middle.
Yep.
Number 2 is Lieutenant Colonel Mackenzie. So that's So sat down. That's Charles Mackenzie, who's his chief of staff.
Yeah.
Who's a small, neat Scot with a brilliant mind.
He looks neat.
That's what, and he basically has to run things when in Urquhart's absence, and it's him that decides who's in charge and all that, and him suggesting to Hicks courses of action and all this sort of stuff. And who else have we got? Number 3 is a Royal Corps of Signals guy. So those are the only names named. But I think it's good. You're right.
It's really good.
Mannequins are tremendous nowadays.
Yeah, they really are. Well, these two particularly, they look good.
Let me open the door for you. Please stay back. The door opens towards you.
Isn't that tremendous?
I'm a big fan of theme park queue management, and this takes the biscuit.
Here we go.
Here we go, into the Horsa.
Up to Arnhem! Let's hope
Off to Arnhem!
Incredible.
Absolutely brilliant.
hold tight, chaps!
Well, this is very, very well done. Oh, just cast off. Ooh.
Looks like quite a steep.
I'm not enjoying this.
Brace yourself for landing!
parachute's coming down though, James. Look.
Yeah. Look at that. What ankle! That's absolutely tremendous.
This
isn't
is
it?
very well done.
Oh wow! I'd forgotten about this. I've got to say, Al, it's very effective having the figures running
It's
across
clever,
like
isn't
that.
it?
It's in Paris in here.
Yeah.
Spang.
The sound design's really good as well.
Here we are, back at the Hartenstein.
Yeah.
Right?
This is good. This is the guns at the church, look.
Yes, it's raining, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, pretty good, isn't it?
Those things can be corny or hokey, but I think that it was
sort of
neither.
hits the spot, doesn't
Yeah.
It gives you a sort of sense of it.
Yeah. I do recommend this museum, by the way.
Yeah.
Because there's not just this, there's stuff upstairs, artifacts and stuff upstairs. Which
We're going to go and look at that now.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially the wallpaper.
Yes.
Right, now we're upstairs in the Hartenstein, surrounded by amazing artifacts, uniforms, helmets,
Yep.
bits of aircraft, the preposterous Nebelwerfer around there that fortunately hasn't gone off. But if you want to see the stuff at the Hartenstein Hotel Museum, you're going to have to come here. You're going to have to buy a ticket, maybe even join, become a patron, a member, because this is a fantastic museum. It's the archive, it's the resource as well. But we want to show
It's
you,
not just a museum, is
it's
it?
not just a museum. We want to show you one thing that we think is super cool.
Yeah.
And this is, well, Jim, you take us through it, Jim.
Well, it's reassuring to know that people didn't know how to put their apostrophes even back in the 1940s. But this was found on a bit of wallpaper in one of the rooms near the bridge, wasn't it?
Number 34, Petersburg Weg, Oosterbeek. And this is
Oh, this is Oosterbeek.
This is 21st independent company.
Yep.
And it's Private Anthony Crane, who's a sniper, and Private Frederick Hocking, who were keeping score on the piece of wallpaper in the house.
And there it is.
And there it is.
So
First
21st nothing, 22nd nothing, 23rd nothing, and then 24th they got 6.
Yeah.
25th of September, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
And it says never surrender, excuse my French, fuck the Jerrys, 1st Airborne Division.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the most amazing artifact. And like we said, buy a ticket, come to the museum. That's all that Walking the Ground can show you from inside. Like and subscribe. They make me do this. I hate it.
It is the most amazing thing, isn't it? It really is.
It's very good, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Very
It's
strong.
absolutely brilliant.
Right.
And actually, it's a nice number of artefacts outside, not least this 17-pounder.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, right, and there's spang on this, which is tremendous.
Yeah, look at that.
Look,
Yeah.
probably been mortared.
Yeah.
Or left out and corroded, but that's not the thing about these guns, right? They're huge. You've got to bring them in a Hamel car. You need a proper gun tractor to bring them in, which, you know.
You know what a fan I am with a 17-pounder.
Yeah.
But
the thing is because you're bringing everything by glider, everything is an opportunity cost.
yes.
Hamel cars are huge, can bring in tons of supplies. And in fact, they bring 3 Hamel cars in on day one, which have just got supplies in them, tons and tons of supplies. Although the LZ's under fire, so they only recover stuff from 2.
Right.
But every single one of these 17-pounders is an opportunity cost in terms of your heavy lift.
Well, yeah, now think how much a 17-pounder weighs. It's several tons, isn't it?
Yeah, 7 tons or something.
Something like that. Yeah. And then, that's, whatever it is, that's 5-7 tons that you can't spend on water rounds.
But also, What you can't do with this isn't easy to manhandle. It's too heavy. 6-pounder is you can manhandle. You've got the discarding sabot round. You can deal with anything the Germans have to offer. And at the Baskeyfield,
Of course, they have got a discarding sabot by now.
yeah. Although the Airborne guys don't like it.
Oh, okay, why?
They complain about it in the after. Well, they can't. They say they can't read the fall of shot, and which suggests that maybe they haven't trained that extensively on it.
No, possibly not.
And the good thing about discarding sabot, of course, is it's lighter.
Yeah.
So you can bring more of it, right?
Yeah. For those who don't know, discarding sabot, you have a shell, and as it fires out, the outer bit disappears off. So you've got a smaller
tungsten
core missile, which can then go faster. So instead of firing at 3,000 feet per second, you're firing at 4,000 feet per second.
But the point is, one of these 17-pounders they bring here is only fired twice.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Right? Because after all, and we've seen it everywhere we've been, the encounters are all pretty short range. It's a tank coming around a corner.
Yeah.
It's someone cresting a hill. You can wait till they're close.
Yeah.
These are good for dealing with German armour a mile away, and there never really is a moment in this battle where that's going to happen.
No. The advantage they bring is not so great that it's making your 6-pounders redundant. The 6-pounder is still the king of the battlefield and something that's close quarters resistant if you're an airborne division.
Why have they brought it with them? Because they're expecting German armour.
Yeah.
Which peels us back to the great, hairy, hoary old Arnhem myth that there were tanks here that they didn't know about.
Yes. If they didn't, why have they got 17-pounders? Yeah.
Anyway.
Are we going to continue our route around the Oosterbeek Perimeter?
The rest of the perimeter. Although what's striking here is basically you are right in the middle here, and the schooner's over there. The border regiment positions are over there.
Yeah.
It's
not half a mile, is it?
There's nothing to it.
It's like
there's
a quarter of a mile.
Yeah. Shocking. Right.
Onwards. So this is the White House. For obvious reasons, it's known as that. So this is King's Own Scottish Borders.
Yes, this is 7th Battalion, King's Own Scottish Borders, who, after all, their role was to defend landing zones. So they go out to the Gingle Heath.
Yeah.
Then they're on Johanna Heifer.
Yeah.
And they're caught up in the 4th Parachute Brigade battle.
The King's Own Scottish Borders are another of these. They're a bit like the DLI. They're absolutely everywhere. They're in Burma.
Well, this is the 7th Battalion.
So
there's lots and lots of battalions.
Africa,
yeah.
Italy.
Yeah.
You know, they're just everywhere, aren't they?
52nd Lowland Division, they're part of that.
Yeah.
Peter White is a KOSB guy.
Of course he is, yeah.
Yeah. But these guys, they're in the Johanna Heifer battle. So they're part of the force that escape over the railway line at the end of the Tuesday afternoon.
They're not going through the culvert.
No, they're going over. They're going over it in any which way they can, right?
Mm-hmm.
A company get lost.
Yes.
During that afternoon, during the fighting, one of the, there's a thing where they describe a tremendous shoot with the Vickers gun, where the fellow on the Vickers gun kills 50 Germans, and they're going, "Why are we being asked to withdraw?" And Peyton Reed is furious that they're told to retreat on the Tuesday afternoon. He says, "You never do that. Why would you never disengage with the enemy when you're in contact with him? Why are we doing this? This is completely out of order. We're in control of the situation where we are." But I mean,
yeah, but being out on a limb is not.
He doesn't want to be
in control for much longer.
He doesn't want to be out on his own.
He's just plain wrong about that.
So they get in here. So what's quite interesting though, is they get into the perimeter at the end of Tuesday, whereas 1, 5, 6 and 10 para remain outside the perimeter, and you end up with the Hackett's Hollow situation.
Yes,
right?
Which is sort of over there, isn't it?
Just kind of over there, really. But basically, they come in here and they invest this part of the perimeter. 21st Independent Parachute Company are that way, the Pathfinders are towards that end, although later on they're moved over to the place where the sore thumb is, to replace 10 para, who are done. But this is, you know, they're under attack from stuff coming over the railway. Yeah. So armoured stuff coming over the railway, and also from the road that runs across here all the way into Arnhem. So
and are the buildings in front here, or is this got a view? Because the way this is positioned, it suggests that it's got a lovely view over to the Johanna Heifer, which it hasn't anymore.
I think some of these buildings are contemporary and some of them are. You know, Oosterbeek's been built on a bit more in general. Yeah. But this is you know, the centre of the 7 KOSB action.
Yeah. Amazing.
And
again, another desperate fight, isn't it? And this is the northern edge of the perimeter. Yeah. The railway just there. Yeah. And like I say, they're under pressure from the stuff coming over the railway line from the Dreinsweg, where the Germans had control with armour anyway. Yeah. So once the stuff north of the railway line's over, the heat
the pressure moves on to here.
Yeah. Amazing.
And this is a new building in exactly the same sort of place and style as the old building. The old one was knocked down. This
Is that so?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they've done a very good job of it. It looks
It's
exactly the same.
It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, onwards, let's go and see what the first boarders are up to.
Yeah, okay. Brilliant. So this is the Van Lennepweg.
Go on, say again.
Lennepweg? Van Lennepweg?
Leppenweg.
Lennepweg. Lennepweg.
Yeah, okay.
It's Dutch place names, street names.
Yeah, hard.
They're
Van
not,
Leppenweg.
stop. They're not good. They're not good for us. But this is also the scene of some of the most famous photos that come from the Battle of Arnhem.
Yeah.
Or the Battle of Oosterbeek, really. This hedge line, there's a very famous photo of the men of Border Regiment and some elements of 10 Para, because obviously everyone's jumbled up. And they're guys who've got into the perimeter.
They're dug in here, aren't they?
They're dug in here. They're dug in here, and they're dug in along there.
Yeah.
In the hedge. And there's also a very famous bit of footage of a mortar team.
And that's in there somewhere, isn't it?
Somewhere in here. Mortar
somewhere
pit
in
here
those
somewhere,
woods.
yeah.
And it's amazing, isn't it, how quickly you get, I mean, you see this all the time in the Arnhem area, the whole Arnhem battleground. 1 minute you're in suburbia, the next minute you're in deep oak and beach woods.
Yeah.
It's absolutely extraordinary.
And
these
so
are just lovely, aren't they?
So your lines of sight, lines of fire are always different. You're suddenly in different terrain.
I'm presuming you're protecting this road coming in from the west, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, because the main road's because the main road's up there, the Utrechtweg's up there. There's a 6-pounder dug in on the corner there, and there's a 17-pounder sort of halfway down the road.
Yeah.
There was a 17-pounder, and so if the Germans can't get in that way, they'll come around this way, won't they? Is what it comes down to. And
so you're there to stop that.
Yeah. And the Germans start probing this side late on the Tuesday night, so they know where the Border Regiment are.
And it has the longest stretch of this perimeter, doesn't it? Because it's on the northern side of the Utrechtweg.
Yeah.
And all the way south, and basically all the way down to the church.
All the way down to the river.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
You think that's a battalion of, 800 men?
Yeah.
But, a lot is being expected of them.
And a lot has been expected of them, and it's really that their battle sort of starts in earnest on the Wednesday. And because they suffer casualties that are on a par with other units in Arnhem.
Yeah, but just because they're doing so much and they're there till Sunday.
Yeah. But also, what they don't undergo is the sort of calamity of the first 3 days that everyone else does.
Yeah.
So although of course their commanding officer never makes it to Arnhem because his glider lands in the wrong place.
Amazing. But what happens to him then?
He first time out, his tow rope breaks, I think.
Drat.
Second time, they land in the wrong bit of Holland, and he's behind enemy lines, sort of like living a life of adventure.
And what happens to him? Does he get away?
He does get away eventually, but he never joins the battalion. He never meets up with the battalion. No.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, the thing about doing then and nows and the thing about going to places is sometimes it is hard to imagine what it must have been like here back in 1944.
Yeah.
And you look at the photograph and you think, oh, it's not really quite what I was expecting. And yet, it absolutely is one and the same place.
Yeah. And you can see what the problems are.
Yes.
How they throw themselves up.
Yep.
And you can start. I mean, because again, when you look at the map, we've got a couple of maps of where people are, and obviously they use the street lines and they use the house lines. But what you often don't get, and I felt this particularly around where Robert Kane's action was, because there's no contours on that sort of map as such. You can't see. Oh, right, that's a ridge. That's a high piece of high ground. Of course, you can hold that. It looks down over the open ground. Yeah. And all those things that, even in this desperate situation, that's the calculus they're running to.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to keep going. We're going to follow basically the line of the Border Regiment positions, and we will end up at the bottom, at the base. And I think it may surprise people how narrow things are by the end of the siege here at Oosterbeek.
Oh, look at that! Look.
Oh yeah.
That is clear as day. That's got to be in a bit. And actually, you've got the Borsellenweg, the Van Borsellenweg.
Yeah, the road.
Yeah, that's the road. So we were at Lennepweg.
Lennepweg.
Okay, facing northwards.
And Lennepweg is parallel with the Utrechtsweg, which runs...
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've now done a 90-degree turn. We walked down through the woods. This is the perimeter road here. This is the edge of it. The Border Regiment are holding this bit, and this is, I mean, that absolutely is what we think it is.
Yeah.
And of course, that's where you'd be, because there's the road.
Yeah.
Dug in here.
Dug in here.
Go on a branch
Behind
just up
the
there.
lip, behind the lip of the road.
Yep. So there is still evidence.
There is still evidence, and what we do is we come up here, we join the road, and we walk down to the bottom of the perimeter.
Yeah.
And we'll see how back to back
It all is, isn't
the Border Regiment are with Lonsdale Force
Yes.
et al.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about...
Yeah, here we are, look at this.
Yeah,
Look at
there's
that.
another one, look at that. I mean,
And
what
that,
else is
and
that?
And that.
And that, yeah.
Whoa. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get down into that, because the trouble is, when you do things 2D, it's hard to see. That is 100% what it is.
Yeah.
There you go. Dug out 80 years ago.
Yeah, and here's the road. So
And here's the road, so it all makes sense.
what
doesn't
else are you going to do?
it? Yep.
Right.
And it's straight on.
Straight on.
Yep, down the road. Which side of the road should we be on? This
You know-
side, isn't it? Because you face the oncoming
try
traffic,
and
don't
face
you?
the oncoming traffic. Does the footpath run parallel?
Well, I don't know. You see, the Dutch don't have ordnance survey maps.
No, they don't.
It's the last bastion of things that are good
What, ordnance
in
survey?
the UK, ordnance survey and footpaths. You can just... I still love the paper map, but you now can get it on your phone
Yeah.
and you can see exactly where you are, and you can keep on top of trig points, all of which is very important. But it's
Again-
quite, you know, we're quite a raised position, aren't we?
Well, this is the thing. You took that was exactly what I was starting to think. All the maps I've ever pored over of this,
Flat as a,
Right.
flat as a board.
are flat. Do not begin to start to explain to you what the ground offers here
Yeah.
actually. And you can see really, although let's be honest now, the German centre of gravity is in the east and not in the west in dealing with the Arnhem attack. You know,
Right.
Germany's to the east. The stuff's coming to the railway station
From the east.
from the east to
Yeah.
Arnhem. And once they've taken back control of Arnhem Bridge as well, you know, all their hub of communications is through Arnhem.
Yeah.
But you don't get a sense of the topography, do you?
No.
At all. I mean, this road, that's like a Buckash road. Look, isn't it?
Buckash.
Right, because it's got a lip and you're in a sunken lane.
Strong
You know?
wood stack, that.
Right. And when we get to the bottom of the hill, basically, we're back down on the polder,
Turn left.
turn left, and we're I mean,
But
you know,
you could be in Kent here, couldn't
it
you?
could be in Kent. I mean, I'm glad we're not, if I'm honest with you. Be
Yeah.
a terrible business to the Battle of Arnhem happening
Outside
mate,
Canterbury.
outside Canterbury or Maidstone somewhere. Right, so this is basically the backstop for the Border Regiment. They
Yeah.
were up on, there's a bit of high ground up there called Oosterbeek, where there's a
Yes.
panoramical restaurant that overlooks the Rhine and everything.
Yep.
And overlooks the ferry as well.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, by the 25th, 26th,
Yep.
they've fallen back to here. And the Germans are starting to really exert pressure on the bottom western side of
Yes.
the perimeter. Because there's armour now coming on this side.
Yes.
Because that's one of the features of the, you know, German centre of gravity is in the east, the railway station's in the east, that's where stuff's coming in. Germany's in the east, right?
Yeah. So
but
to get it all the way around, they've got to go right around the top
exactly.
and fill
But
about.
if you go through here, because the river's there, if you can push through here,
Yeah.
because we are backing on to the, basically, and we'll show this in a moment, you're backing on to where the Light Regiment guns are,
Yeah.
where Kate to Horst House is, where the
Yes.
church is,
Yes.
where Lonsdale Force is,
Yes.
where Robert Cain is, where we started
Yep.
walking. And the Germans send through, I think it's a Sharby that's been adapted as
Right,
a
so
flamethrower
an old
tank, an old 1940s French tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
And they do it with the 17-pounder.
Okay, so 17 pound has some use then.
Yeah, it does. But the point is, they're under that kind of pressure towards the end of the battle now, and that's coinciding. That kind of pressure is also coinciding with eventually on the Monday when Kampfgruppe Alverden break into the guns here. So the Germans know that this is the sort of
This is
the
the last stop.
absolute pressure point
Right.
of all. And I think the best way to illustrate just how much pressure 1st Airborne are under is to walk from here, from this corner, because it's obvious you can see the line of where they would be.
Yeah.
Right, because it gives you an open stretch for dealing with infantry.
Yeah.
But the Germans are coming downhill at you, so that's more difficult.
Yep.
But we'll walk it, and we'll get to the church, and we'll see how short that distance is,
Yeah,
and then we'll
just
talk
how
about
close it all is.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about Operation Berlin, which is the evacuation.
Yeah. All right.
Right, let's go.
Set your timer.
Set your timers, start your engines. I mean, the thing to bear in mind, of course, is that this whole area is having the shit mortared out of it.
Yeah.
You know, every morning they're mortared, sort of regular as clockwork.
Yeah.
Being
Morning hate.
They're morning hate. They're being mortared every single day.
The remnants of 4 battalions rally at Oosterbeek Church under Lieutenant Colonel Lonsdale.
Look at that.
Yeah. That is not far to here, is it?
Well, it's less than 10 minutes, wasn't it?
It's less than 10 minutes walk.
It's very, very close. The whole thing's close. So we've walked the whole thing.
Well, and but it's that, I always think it's that last bit where you realise how perilously close they are to being rolled up, and you know that there would be no evacuation on the Monday night. You know that it's touch and go, and I think that you can look at the map and see that, but to actually simply walk it from that corner to here,
Yeah. Yeah, because that is it, and then
That is
just
it.
around the corner is the floodplain of the Rhine.
yep,
And that's where they get out.
and that's where they get out.
Operation Berlin.
Yeah, so on the Monday morning, it's agreed they're going to. So it's
Because the Dorsets have tried to get across.
Dorsets have tried to get across.
Well, they have
and-
got across. But
Well, some got across, and 200 go in the bag or whatever. It's a bad business. They decide to evacuate, and it's 43rd Wessex Division. So it's Von
Yeah,
Thoma,
my old
Von
friend.
Thomas,
Yes.
Oliver Thomas, who Urquhart doesn't like. He knows him, doesn't like him, but thinks
no one
thinks-
does. He's horrible.
But it says in his memoir, but now is the time to sort of get along with him.
I have to do my best.
Yeah. So they decide to evacuate.
He's Butcher Thomas.
Yeah.
He's, as Stanley Christopherson said, a man totally devoid of any sense of humour.
Well, Thomas by this point has already started to lay into Sosabowski and blame him for things having gone wrong south of the
That's
river.
another feature of Ivo Thomas.
Yeah.
The thing is, unfortunately, he was quite a good divisional commander.
Yeah.
He's just not a very nice man.
He's not a nice man.
He's just not.
But they're not necessarily.
You know, that's not what they're paid for, is
Yeah,
it?
exactly. But basically, they decide to evacuate that morning, and Urquhart says yes, but it's got to. Urquhart says, all right, we're coming out, but it's got to be tonight. Right, we're done.
Yeah.
On that Monday morning. Monday's the same day when Kampfgruppe Alverden get down to here
Yes.
and need evicting, and
With the help of 30 core guns.
exactly. And Urquhart in his previous life at Staff College has studied the withdrawal from Gallipoli.
Amazing.
And he says, so that's the thing I looked at as the way of doing this. And so they lay tape lines down to the river.
Yep.
They have machine guns firing on fixed positions. There's a barrage by 30 Corps guns again to keep the Germans' heads down. They leave the walking wounded and the wounded behind, and they peel
All
from
wounded,
all the wounded.
pretty much.
Pretty much. There's the odd bloke who goes, actually, I'm coming as well,
Yeah.
thanks very much.
Yeah.
But they roll, it's like a collapsing bag or a sock folding in on itself. They start at the top and bring it back down. And the Germans don't realise until noon the next day that they've gone.
Wow.
Because they're, pretty reticent. I mean, one of the patterns in the way the Germans fight is they become pretty reticent about attacking the perimeter because it's no fun.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Anyway, they out they go. Men are drowned. The Germans are firing on the bank of the Rhine anyway because they think there's something going on. Men are killed crossing. I think 90 or so men are killed in the crossing itself.
Or shot, drowned.
Shot, drowned, whatever. But they get people out, but out through here, out behind the church. And if you get if you get the chance, we haven't got time for this, so we aren't going to do it. But if you get the chance, you walk the last.
It's a very nice walk, isn't it, across the meadows?
Very
It's
nice
like a
walk
grassy
across-
path.
Yeah, beautiful walk across the meadow, and then there's the Rhine. I think you've been here for the best part of a week. You haven't eaten, you haven't slept. You've been living on cigarettes, adrenaline, maybe some Benzedrine. If you're lucky. That you get to the Rhine, you think, well, my kit's going to drag me down. So you strip off and you swim the Rhine as the guns crack around you.
It's not great, is it?
It's not great. It's a desperate end, and it goes off well. Urquhart himself escapes. He doesn't join. It's interesting. He doesn't wait. He's not the last man out. He just joins the queue with everyone else, which I have mixed feelings about.
Why?
Well, because if he's the captain of the Titanic, he stays on the
Well,
bridge.
should stay
doesn't he?
behind.
Well, he should have been last off.
Yeah.
But the problem is the light comes and there are people still waiting to go, and they have to disperse. They can't cross the Rhine. But it's
Amazing.
amazing. And actually walking that last bit, you think they left at the right moment.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done another day. They couldn't have done another 2 days.
No, I just think the big question mark is whether they could have left 5 days earlier.
You're not allowed to ask why.
We're back to why.
Why? Anyway, that concludes our walking the ground of the perimeter.
Yeah, it's been great, hasn't it?
It's been great. It's been tremendous.
Learnt a lot.
Learned a lot, particularly about the topography here, which you do not get on the maps,
Yes.
which suddenly explains a great deal of it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Must have been a hell of a walk, though, down to that last bit.
You are giving up. You are retreating. You are. I mean, obviously, you need to do it to survive, but you're also. It's a moment where you're conceding defeat, really, isn't it?
A hell of a lot, isn't it?
There's the Catholic chaplain who lost the will to live,
Oh, yes.
Benson. So that's the Reverend B.J. Benson, who's the Roman Catholic chaplain who lost his arm,
Yes.
and
He's only 30.
and he died. They think he basically lost the will to live because he knew he wouldn't be able to do mass anymore because he didn't have both hands anymore.
Jeepers.
And Hooker, Air Mechanic A Second Class, Fleet Air Arm, HMS Daedalus. What's he doing here?
Yeah, what is he doing here?
He stows away on a Sterling.
Why?
Well, because he's got a pal. He stows away on a Sterling, and the Sterling shot down in the supply run on the Tuesday afternoon. There's no parachute for him. And he's here. There's
Lord.
David Lord.
VC DFC. One of the 5.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
King's Own Scottish Borderers.
And there he is,
There he is.
Paddy Kavanagh.
When the supplies drops come in,
Yeah.
there's a big RASC contingent with 1st Airborne Division. Because there's the Seabourne tail. They go to France in August, a month before,
That's right.
for Operation Transfigured, that's then cancelled, and they're stuck in France, right?
Right.
And they're all blokes with red berets, even though
Yeah,
most
yeah,
of them aren't airborne trained, but they're all blokes with red berets. So they're backstage in the Overlord battle, which hasn't quite finished to the point they get there, and everyone's taking their piss. Oh, you're paras, are you, right? But also there's pressure on transport, so that 30 Corps start nicking trucks off them and all this.
Right.
Anyway, those guys are now in a traffic jam with 30 Corps on their way here with a load more stuff.
Right.
But the RASC people, they're running a big quartermaster stores
Yep.
just by the Hartenstein, right? And one of them, with 250 service company, is a guy called Captain Desmond Paddy Kavanagh, inevitably called Paddy. It's the 1940s British Army, Irish surname. Poor man has no choice, right?
He's called Paddy.
He's called Paddy, right? And he sees this supply drop going in, and he knows exactly the scale of the disaster because it's his job to know what's happening.
What's
right?
coming in and where?
Yeah. And he sees stuff fall this side of the railway line, diagonally across the corner But
And he thinks,
just here,
oh, I need to go and get that.
just here, just round here, and he thinks, I need to go and get it, right? So he gets his men together, and he gets 3 jeeps together, and he packs 2 of the jeeps with ammunition. He says to those guys with trailers and everything, goes, go into the town, go to the St Elizabeth Hospital, take your stuff there, right? And they set off quick as they can.
They pick up some stuff.
They pick up what they've got, but they know they need more. They need more, right?
Yeah.
They go off and they're turned around somewhere on their way into Arnhem by an officer who goes, don't be ridiculous, right? You can't come through here, right?
Forget it.
Because it's Tuesday afternoon and the battle in the town is sort of starting to blow back on itself.
Got it.
So Kavanagh jumps in a jeep himself with a bunch of lads, and he drives over the railway bridge
Yep.
as quick as he can. And when they get to about here, they realise they've run into an ambush.
Why? Because there's Germans at either side.
Germans dug in, you know. The Germans know this is an excellent full stop blocking line.
Because you've got the bridge.
Got a railway line, the high ground, the whole lot.
Yeah.
And in the confusion, right, they're fired on immediately, and Kavanagh grabs off another man, the Bren gun, gives him his Sten gun. But Kavanagh's carrying Sten gun ammunition, not Bren gun ammunition, right? And the other guy, so it's a sort of strange thing to do, but he goes, give me that, right? Go, get out of here, right? And as they're withdrawing...
But it's sort of heat of the moment stuff.
Heat of the moment stuff. And also, he's a RASC guy first. He's not an infantryman. He's not...
Right.
And they are, obviously, they've been combat trained, but it's
not quite the same.
And also, it's a heat of the moment thing. And also, this is the point in the Airborne, in the battle, where this becomes everyone's battle. Because up to this point, he's been a quartermaster. He's been doing... he's been doing his rounds, handing out ammunition, and they're enjoying doing it without having to do any paperwork, is what one of them says. Anyway, he gets the Bren gun, get out of here, and he's last seen, like with the Bren gun, trying to cover the other guy's exit.
Wow.
They go down the railway embankment, run away,
Just run for their lives.
run down slither down onto the platform, get their breath back, cross the track, back up the other side, and they make their way through their houses back into the perimeter. And they see, one of the guys says he sees the civilians like looking shamefaced at them because they know it's gone wrong, and they're mortified for them.
Wow.
And Kavanagh, the blokes with him say, why isn't he recognised? Why isn't he decorated? Because he gave his life to save these other guys.
Amazing.
Anyway,
And that's here.
and the supply drop zone is really just over the other side here. And over the other side here as well is the cemetery, the CWGC cemetery, which is basically right next to where the supply drop zone is.
Wow. There must just be this terrible moment, isn't it, when you're in a Jeep and you suddenly think, oh heck.
Oh, blown it.
Oh heck.
Sorry, lads.
This is the enemy.
Yeah.
Jeepers. But again, it's the nature of the confused fighting, isn't it? And no one knows where anyone else is. Don't know where the enemy are, don't know where your guys are. You just know that supply drop's coming down the wrong bit.
I mean, the big difference here is this is a proper thoroughbare now. It's the pictures of it. It's a
quiet leafy track.
smaller track.
Yeah.
But with ditches in, so the
and presumably not tarmacked either.
Yeah. So the paras are dug into the ditches, or in the ditches. They're not dug in. They haven't got time.
Wow.
Anyway, so
What a
that's
story.
the story of Paddy Kavanagh.
Yeah.
The best of men, his men described him as, and they felt he should have won an award for it. But the thing about Kavanagh that is interesting, his best friend was a guy, Lieutenant Richard Adams, who's with the RASC, who's in the Seabourn Tail, who's in the traffic jam on the way up with 30 Corps from the Albert Canal. Richard Adams, of course, that's the Richard Adams who wrote Watership Down.
Ah, amazing.
Yeah.
And that's his best friend?
It's his best friend. In fact, that's Bigwig.
No!
Yeah.
Who fights General Wounwort.
Yeah. And a great deal of Watership Down...
Wounwort, whatever his name was.
Yeah, a great deal of Watership Down is based on the people in 250 Company and RASC. Yeah, and it's a sort of part of it's an allegorical telling of the friendships and the bond between them all in the war.
How absolutely amazing! I never knew that. Captain Desmond Kavanagh, otherwise known as Bigwig.
And he,
God, that warrants another reading, I think.
A Watership Down. Yeah, probably.
I mean, I had a really old Penguin paperback when I was little. Saw the film.
Yeah. It's
Garfunkel.
again, it's this thing here of the thing is, and this is partly from having, done so much reading for the book. There are the famous names, and we've bumped into a couple as we go along here. But then there are also all the other guys who we don't know about, who we don't know the story of, because Kavanagh doesn't go decorated, but he goes recognised by the men that remember him.
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
a place.
What's the story of Jay Fairweather?
Yeah, exactly.
Age 21.
Yeah.
Killed on the 18th of September.
Yeah. Or driver R.C. Newith of the Royal Army Service Corps.
Yeah.
Killed on the 23rd.
I'll tell you what I was thinking earlier on. This thought has come back to me. I'd forgotten it, but now I'm thinking of it again. And it's sort of linked to what you've just said, but actually it's the opposite of what you just said. Because I think one of the reasons why this story continues to captivate so much is because actually we do know quite a lot of the characters.
Well, that's a good point.
And I've always found that, what's drawn me to this subject in the first place was the human drama of it all.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? It's ordinary blokes in extraordinary situations, finding themselves in a terrible situation. Desmond Kavanagh crossing the railway bridge, suddenly thinking, yikes, my cock up, I'm going to pay for this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to save the other guys, I'm going to take off, the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
But moments before he hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he's an ordinary guy, he's in the RASC, Royal Army Service Corps. He's not looking to be a hero.
No.
Just wants to get back and pal around with Richard Adams.
Yeah.
And suddenly he has to do this incredible thing.
Well, Adams says that surely Kavanagh and all the boys are going to be making whoopee with Second Army about now, is what he thinks that Tuesday afternoon.
It's desperate. But actually, we do know a lot because there's lots of memoirs about it and lots of characters and really interesting characters. And the moment that one knows these people, they cease to become some nameless para on a headstone. They're a real person of flesh and blood.
Yeah.
And it comes alive, doesn't it?
But that's the thing they're so good at here in Arnhem, because the school children are each given a grave to sort of sponsor in a way, or to adopt, and they research the guy there, they investigate their story and they write about it and they learn about it. And I don't know, there still are so many men here whose names aren't in the annals and aren't in the stories.
You get to know them, and you every time you revisit them, you want the outcome to be different.
Yeah.
You're willing it to be different, that they don't end up in the bag, that he doesn't lose an arm, that he doesn't get shot twice and have to be covered in Denison smocks, that he doesn't have to flick V's at Jerry's, that he's actually going to get home, that they are going to seize the bridge and hold it, and 30 Corps are going to come through.
Yeah. Right, well, I'm going to do what I did when we were in Normandy, and I'm going to go to the far corner and find someone to say hello, tell him what year it is,
and say that you won,
and say that we won.
Yeah.
Because of all the battles, this is the one to let them know
all right,
that they did
you
win.
go that corner, I'll go that corner.
Okay, great.
All right.
Private G.A. Emmanuel, Parachute Regiment, Army Air Corps, killed on the 20th.
So nearly there.
6462382.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that really strikes you coming to Arnhem is how completely proud they are of this battle and this heritage.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
I mean, I'm just looking over there. There's two airborne flags, Pegasus flags, just over there.
Yeah.
This is all painted maroon. The bridge is painted maroon.
The lampposts are maroon.
The lampposts are maroon.
Yeah.
Information
maroon.
on the Battle of Arnhem. And then look at this, this last bit here, to the memory of the heroes of the 1st British Airborne Division, who by their sacrifice initiated the liberation of the Netherlands. The provincial government of Gelderland, on behalf of the grateful inhabitants of the province, dedicates this memorial tablet.
Yeah.
Says it all, and yet it doesn't work. It is ultimately a failure, certainly here at Arnhem.
Yeah.
It is a bridge too far, as it turns out. And they have the Hunger Winter.
Yeah.
Not liberated till April 1945.
By the Canadians. Yeah.
Canadians, even more fighting and even more destruction at that point. It's remarkable the kind of respect and awe in which the people who fought here are held by the inhabitants of Arnhem to this day, 80
and the
years on.
rest of this plaque is very sort of even-handed as well. It says the gallant defence of this detachment, cut off by enemy action for the remainder of the division, had a marked influence on the conduct of the campaign in Holland, and the delay imposed on German reinforcements moving south to stem the Allied advance enabled the crossings over the rivers at Grave and Nijmegen to be firmly secured. So they're even saying, you know, don't just think it's a failure. Look for the benefit of the action here. That even in their commemoration, it's extraordinary. And the thing is, and I've been here before for 2 anniversaries.
Yeah.
Quite a while ago, and the place is bedecked with maroon and sky blue with the Airborne colours, and it's really very moving, and it's a different kind of commemoration to what we do at home too, which is the other thing that's really striking. It's got a different.
What is it? More celebratory? More?
No, they're grateful for someone else's sacrifice, not their own. Not their own. They're not going, my father did this, or my family did this, or people in my society did this. Someone else did this for us. And we need to remember that someone else did this for us, and that is like, I think that's a different texture altogether. Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to a place ever that commemorates the war quite so blatantly, quite so openly as here in Arnhem.
Yeah.
It's absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, and we'll see a lot more of that as we go.
Yeah.
Well, Al, there's times where it's quite nice to have the battlefields to yourself, and there's other times where it's nice to share it with 100,000 people.
Well, it's just not possible. And if we want to see parachuting here, other people are going to come and have a look, right?
Yeah.
So this is DZY.
Yeah. Dinkelheath.
The Ginkelsheide.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, perfect wide open space.
Isn't it just?
If you had 2,000 paratroopers to land,
Yep.
you pick here. I mean, it's amazing though, this event, right? Because you'll have heard the tannoy in the background and everything.
I mean, look how many people there are already.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 sticks of Dutch parachutists from the Dakota already, and they came down in this perfect blue sky. It's absolutely amazing, right? And we're going to get loads more, but there's tens of thousands of people, scores of thousands of people here.
Yeah.
There's the inevitable Glen Miller. There's lots of dark green vehicles, the way we like them. I mean, it's quite the event, but the commemoration
Back
here.
to pipes and drums.
Yeah, but that Monday afternoon, machine gun fire on the drop zone. And when I jumped here 20 years ago, I jumped with a guy from 11 Para, who's going, we looked at the plane and it was all on fire. We didn't like that much.
You dropped the guy who dropped on the day?
Yeah. And he dropped.
Wow.
And he insisted on jumping.
What was he saying about it all?
It was all a terrible cock up and all that, you know.
Yeah, okay.
And he ended up.
But he was up for doing another jump, was he?
Yeah, more than up for it. Like absolutely wildly determined to do it. But he jumped 13.
And also better because no one's shooting at him.
Yeah, well, he said that would be better. But he jumped 13 because he jumped 13 in 1944, and he jumped 13 in 1944 because the bloke in the stick in front of him, the bloke who's meant to be jumping 13, said, I can't do it, I'm superstitious, I can't possibly jump 13. And Bruce went, oh, don't worry, I'll do it. And swapped places. He said, I never saw him again, you know, all that stuff. But basically, he ended up in the town, and...
Spitfire!
That's what you want. You're going to be interrupted by anything.
Yeah. Lovely.
But he ended up in the town and fighting in the town, and him and a mate got in a boat, cut the boat from its moorings to drift downstream to get away from the town.
Amazing.
Ended up on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
Right.
And escaped.
Got out the boat and ran inland for a bit, and then got themselves down and slept. Woke up in the morning with a Kriegsmarine Sergeant Major stood over them, bawling his lads out, basically going, "How did they get inside our position? You're all useless."
So he was in the bag.
Yeah, he was in the bag. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Do you think we talked enough about Dinkelheath?
Yeah.
Should we watch the Spitfire instead?
Watch the Spitfire, yeah.
5.437 in licentie.
12 paratroopers using wartime round parachutes coming down. Look at that, over a waning moon on a beautiful September day, 80 years after Operation Market Garden. It's quite something to see. I don't know why that's That's such an emotional thing to watch, but it just is. Incredible.
Right, well,
This is a treat, isn't it?
it's the dash for the bridge.
This is not walking the ground. This is driving the ground in a jeep.
Yeah.
We're at Dinkleheath. We're leaving Dinkleheath, and we're going to try and hurtle towards towards Arnhem Bridge, in a way that those who land at Dinkleheath never had the chance to do.
No. I mean,
But we're also in an amazing jeep, this, because Nick, who owns it and who's driving this, bought this a year or so ago, and then discovered this etching on the steering wheel.
Name scratched into the steering wheel.
Buck Sire, CYR. And I thought, God, someone scratched that back in the war. I looked him up.
Yeah.
Turns out Buck Sire is quite a famous name.
It's not John Smith, so you've got that little bit more of a chance to find him, haven't you?
Well, quite. But also, it turns out that Buck Sire was post-war a Canadian ice hockey player of some repute.
So internet traceable. Yeah, he went on a ice hockey Facebook page and found his daughter, who said, "Yeah, that's my dad's Jeep."
Isn't that amazing?
It is incredible, absolutely incredible.
I mean, these Jeeps are absolutely brilliant. They're very, very easy to drive. I mean, strictly speaking, there isn't any synchromesh.
No.
But you don't necessarily have to double declutch.
No.
I mean, it makes it more fun, obviously, but they're very easy to drive.
And they only had to alter them very slightly to get them to fit in a Horsa. So they.
Yeah. What do they do to do that?
There's the bar at the front.
Yeah.
They cut some of that off.
Amazing.
And then they modify it. They put an extra tyre on the front and some minor modifications. But essentially, it's as bog standard a Jeep as any other, really.
Yeah.
The Airborne Jeep.
I mean, they're pretty robust.
Yeah.
And they're just a great little utility vehicle, aren't they?
How many made?
Oh,
Is it like hundreds of thousands?
hundreds of thousands.
250. There we go. 250,000 made.
It's a 250,000. I mean, that is a lot.
That's quite a few.
But it is the most prevalent Second World War vehicle still in operation.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot are also Hotchkiss, which are, because this was Willis
Yes,
Jeep.
that's right.
Willis, these Jeeps are made by Willis, which is a very small company, and also Ford.
Yep.
But then post-war was licensed to Hotchkiss in France.
Yes, because I've driven a French one.
They're exactly the same. There's a little notch on the dashboard. It's the only reason you can tell.
Look at this, high-fiving people.
We're high-fiving all the nippers.
Yeah. Oh dear, something's already broken down. But this dust is really like evocative, isn't it?
Yeah, very
The way these
instructive,
vehicles
isn't it?
That's why kicking up the dust.
Well, that's why I'm keeping my sunglasses
Dust means
on.
death, of course, Jim. Dust means death.
Yes. How do you find it to drive, Nick? It's pretty easy, isn't it?
It is easy. I can show you some videos. My wife driving it on her high heels.
Brilliant. I love that. Just about to go under a bridge under the road, not a culvert.
Yeah.
This is also fun to do.
Look at all this. Wow. God, how amazing is this? Have you seen this before?
Murals in here. No.
Wow.
I've not been this way to Arnhem before in a Jeep. Well, Jim, I mean, this is extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, we're about to go over the level crossing that's west of the Wolfeser level crossing, but we're basically, you know, the sound of the Jeep hasn't changed.
No. The feeling of it sitting in the back.
Feeling the sit in the back hasn't changed.
Every bump.
Looking all the way down the railway line,
Yeah,
that
dead straight.
view hasn't changed.
No. No, it's amazing, and we've just come through a whole load of woods, of which there are a huge number all around Arnhem.
Yeah.
It's a sunny day like it was on the 17th of September and 18th of September. There's lots of dust in the air,
Yeah.
churned up by the Jeeps because we're in a long column of vehicles.
But you can see why.
Yeah.
People getting left behind, getting lost, getting disoriented with these woods. Let's say you take the wrong turn here. You know.
Yeah.
Where are you going to end up? Look at that, Jim.
Ow. Lovely.
There's a sight as old as time. Two blokes dressed as Paris coming out of the brambles having had a piss. afternoon.
Look at all this. So many Jeeps.
But look ahead, Jim.
How many Jeeps can you fit
Look ahead.
into Holland? I know, it's just insane, isn't it? Incredible number. Oh, we've been pulled over. Now at the Ouderkerke. We just come through Oosterbeek.
Well, strictly speaking, we're still in Oosterbeek.
We're still in Oosterbeek.
The village runs all the way uphill here.
Yes.
This is the part of the village that the men from 1-3 South Staffords and 10.
Yes, we're coming up to the oak.
And 11 power
the pine
fell back
tree oak.
into. Exactly, the furry oak. That's the Baskeyfield oak, as it's called. And this is just. I'm gobsmacked, Jim. What about you?
I don't know. I just don't know quite what to think or make of the whole thing, but it's absolutely extraordinary. How many people are here? When you think that there were 100,000 people up at the Dinkelheath, and then you think how many people are lining the road now.
Yeah.
There's a sense of public holiday here, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Right. Yeah, and here's Baskeyfield Oak corner.
Baskeyfield, the oak pine. Here it is, and we're going down it where these big events took place.
Jack Baskeyfield tree.
Yeah. Down to the railway bridge over there. I built one of those. We built one of those and tested it. It does work. The wire cutter.
Wire cutter. All right.
Do you know what that's for, Mike? So in case the Germans do tripwires.
Catches and cuts it. Amazing. Well, Jim, I don't know what you think of the last two and a half hours. It's amazing.
Well, it's certainly unlike anything I've ever witnessed before.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of people that have come out to watch this procession of Jeeps and other vehicles has been astonishing. The number of Jeeps has been astonishing.
Well, sheer number of Jeeps, but also we've had all the drama of breakdowns, cars catching fire.
Yeah.
Truly amazing.
Yeah, and no one seems to really be too fast, do they?
No.
A Jeep catches fire, someone goes and sorts it out, and then
and on they go.
On they go. Yeah.
But the
Just
thing,
incredible.
the thing really is, this is a Dutch effort. That's the thing, isn't it? More than anything else, it's truly amazing.
And you know, we've had crowds all the way from Dinkelheath to the bridge at Arnhem.
Yeah.
And back again.
And back again, yeah, because we've come back up to Oosterbeek here, back to the Hartenstein. It's incredible.
It really is, and it's just. It's not just a handful of sort of
reenactors,
walnuts and reenactors. It's literally the whole town.
Families, everything.
Families, young, old, everyone lining out. There's a sort of sense of collective memory, collective commemoration, togetherness, community, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
No, it's
really.
unbelievable.
Never seen anything like it.
And the most beautiful, it's the most beautiful day.
Yes.
Right? So it's been this balmy experience of coming up here, going around it's incredible. Anyway, look at this. Look at these lads here. Look at the effort they've made. Very well. How are you? You've made an amazing effort, gents. I love it.
I've spoken to you a few times.
Right, well, here we are at Vitesse Arnhem.
It's been quite the thing, hasn't it?
Stadium, where tonight, because it's the weekend of the commemoration of the battle, this match has all these added elements that are to commemorate the Battle of Arnhem. And I don't know about you, I got a tiny bit emotional.
Well, they had this extraordinary thing where at the far end of the ground, this huge banner covering kind of half that whole stand rose up from the ground. Yeah. And it said, "Never forget our heroes."
Yeah, amazing.
And they've had kids with,
with Pegasus flags, with the
Pegasus flags.
Yeah. And then the team Vitesse are playing in maroon and sky blue, the Airborne colours.
And I think there's a couple of veterans over there, so when they came on both teams, because this is young Ajax, they both went over, paid their respects. And then, the most amazing thing of all, I just find it's absolutely incredible. At 19 minutes 44 seconds, the whole stadium
Applauded.
stood up and applauded for a minute.
Yeah.
At 1944.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
I mean, well, how about that? Thank you.
Sure.
How brilliant is that? It's been the most amazing thing.
It's been the most amazing day.
And it's just, I think it's the kind of icing on the cake of a scale of commemoration from one city that is unlike anything you will ever see anywhere else in the world.
No, I mean, this is completely off the charts, isn't it?
And I'll tell you what, it's how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
This is the main Commonwealth War Graves Cemetery. We're about to have the 80th anniversary memorial service.
Yeah. So there's bands, there's
pipes and drums.
Pipes and drums, there's ex-paratroopers, there's sappers, there's the King's Own Scottish Borderers over there.
Yeah.
There's
And your point about the regional county regiments, I think is really, really interesting.
Well, isn't it?
That just, it does give national cohesion.
a sense of location,
a sense of location.
of a nation and all that. And we're getting that with the bonnets, which are just magnificent.
We've
in
seen the
amongst
poles as well.
In amongst all the maroon, the poles. But what is interesting here is that this feels doesn't feel like a commemoration service in the UK. Again, it's
why
got.
doesn't it?
I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know.
It's got a certain je ne sais quoi about the whole thing.
Yeah. And we're going to have
absolutely beautiful
We're
day.
going to have standards, and we'll have speeches, and we've an order of service, and we've prayers and hymns to sing.
Yeah.
And the programme's in Dutch and English on equal weight.
Yes. But it's an extraordinary turnout. I mean, the service starts at 11. What is it now? 10:30. It's already absolutely heaving. It was heaving an hour ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was,
that's the amazing thing.
Yeah.
And it is very moving, isn't it?
Last time we were here, we went to the far corners.
Yes.
And I found a Jewish soldier.
Yeah.
Who's in the far right-hand corner.
Yeah.
And that was when this was there was no one here but us.
Yeah.
It was like the same sort of weather as today. It was a beautiful day, and every time we've come to Arnhem, apart from that morning that you'll have seen where it was raining, the weather's been beautiful, and there's that sense of tranquility here. But I don't know. I find this, because I've been to this service before, so I have an idea of what to expect. You haven't, and I think there's going to be a bit that's going to absolutely do you over, for want of a better way of putting it.
I suppose I think there's a level of respect, and I've said it a lot, but lack of mawkishness, which I find very appealing to the commemorations here. It's respectful. It's acknowledging what happened. It's not being kind of.
I think what's interesting is I don't think, and I know it's September.
There's no
so
virtue signalling here,
exactly. And I know it's September, so it's slightly different. So the reason I'm wearing a poppy, right, is because I did a TV program the other day that's going out that weekend.
Yeah.
So they gave us poppies because they're always worried about that on television. And I know it's September, so poppies aren't out and about much at the moment. But you do get the feeling, because there are some people wearing them here, but not very many. You don't get the feeling that someone will go, "Where's your poppy?"
Yeah.
Which is the thing I find.
Or challenge you for not being respectful enough.
Yeah, or you got the leaf in the wrong, and all that guff.
No one's giving us a hard time for wearing jeans.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Is there are people who in shorts and t-shirts. Like it's not. It feels.
You come as you want, and you're not judged.
Yeah, and it feels sort of it's sincere and real, and
considered, thoughtful, respectful.
Yeah, and like I said, there's going to be where this goes as a ceremony is very, very, very moving and unique.
Yeah. Okay, I'm bracing now.
Jim's now bracing.
Bracing for a wobbly bottom lip.
Well, the stadium last night was very, very. They hadn't hoovered, had they? It was extremely dusty at one point.
Yeah.
They quite clearly need new cleaners at Arnhem Vitesse Stadium.
Something else, wasn't it?
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Absolutely extraordinary.
Right.
Right, well, we've got a service to attend.
Yeah. Right, well, the ceremony, I don't know about you, James.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of dust around.
Very dusty today.
Yeah.
My hay fever's playing up.
Yeah.
Very, very moving, wasn't it?
Unbelievably moving.
Yeah.
And one of the most moving things I've ever seen.
And we're really fortunate that we've the chance to meet some of the children who've laid flowers today. Where to start? How does it? Is it a real honour, a privilege to do this today? Is that how you feel?
Voelen jullie het als eer dat je hier de bloemen mag leggen?
You understand what happened all those years ago?
Begrijpen jullie wat er hier gebeurde?
And so, will you spend the next year thinking about them and learning about them and studying them? And the battle?
Het jaar dat komt, gaan jullie dan ook weer nadenken hierover? En ga je dan over herinneren wat hier gebeurd is?
So you study it at school, do you?
Yeah, wow. Incredible.
Well, it was the most amazing thing to see. I felt as a British person, seeing you laying flowers in front of British graves, it made me feel very proud.
Hij is heel trots op jullie. Dat mij als Engelsman zag dat jullie Nederlandse kinderen hier het bloemen legden. En zegt dat het heeft me heel trots gevoeld. Jullie echt fantastisch.
And I think all of those who are lying here, I think they'd be lost for words to know that 80 years on, the school children of Arnhem and Oosterbeek are still doing this. It's an amazing thing.
Al die soldaten hier liggen. Als zij zouden weten dat 80 jaar later hier nog steeds kinderen uit Arnhem en de omgeving bloem zouden liggen, dat ze er stil van zouden zijn. Heel dan.
Good t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what you're doing. It's incredible.
Thank you. Well, I've got to say, Al, that was a commemoration service like no other I've ever been to, and God, a lot of dust about, wasn't there?
It's very, very dusty,
and
it's not just the sound of the bagpipes that brings tears to my eyes. It's genuine emotion, and we've seen everything. We've seen the, you know, from the sort of party side, the spectacle of the ride to the bridge, which is like a carnival in a weird sort of khaki carnival.
Yes.
Then there's the kids here, which is incredibly moving.
Yeah.
The football last night.
Yeah, and that bringing up that banner.
I mean, I think it's fair to say nowhere does it better.
Nowhere does it better. And then to see the last living veteran of the Arnhem Battle, British veteran, walking on his own, a little bit of support from presumably son and daughter, but basically walking on his own 2 feet. 805 or what, laying a wreath.
But air landing.
Everyone applauding.
It was air landing.
Everyone applauding.
Air landing as well. It's not just parachutes. It's everyone. This is the thing they get here. They get it's the whole thing.
An airborne division is not just paratroopers.
Yeah, and the thing I found really that they're talking about liberation in a way that's so meaningful.
Yeah.
Unabashed.
Because they felt what it's like to be occupied by someone that they don't want occupying them. Yeah.
Well,
it's been a hell of a weekend.
It's been a hell of a weekend, and our week when we came here to film was fascinating and interesting too. We hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. What I'm not going to do after a serious thing like this is say please like and subscribe, because that would ruin everything.
No, don't say that they should like and subscribe.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No.